Wow, we won one. It's about fucking time. I'm sorry, but I can't get too excited about this because not until we see some consistency. We'll see. We'll see. But I just want to, yesterday while watching the game, I got deep in thought about something. I just started wondering, when can anyone pinpoint the time that football became such a commercialized event? I mean, granted, I can't afford to go to games all the time. I was fortunate enough to have a buddy of mine who had season tickets this year. Went to a few. It was great. New stadium, first time there. It was awesome. Now, sitting at home watching most of the games, and I really started wondering because all of a sudden, I'm watching more commercials than I am game. Commercial after commercial. You spend more time watching the commercials than the game itself. I mean, when you're at the field, when you're at the game, you spend more time watching the players stand around and catch their breath.
What is going on?
My son over there is playing Plants vs. Zombies. So, we're going to take care of that right now. Just a second. Anyhow, when you're at the game, you watch players stand around, catch their breath, twiddle their thumbs, and just wait for the money to be raked in while the bigwigs over at CFL and TSN and all these other sponsors that paid so many thousands of dollars just to get a 30-second spot. Okay, maybe 100,000, a couple 100,000, whatever the hell it is. The point is that it's no longer about the game. It's about how much money can I bring in this week. I hate it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've been watching the Bombers play since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Loving the game. Here I am, and well, you don't need to know how old exactly I am. But here I am now, and I'm thinking, why do we bother? We pay our players way too much to do a game they should be loving? To go out there just to play the game? Sure, they should get paid for it. I'm not saying not to pay them. But why the hell do we pay them so much? Well, not me, but the city, the organizations, the CFL. Why do we pay them so much to go out there and stand on the field half the time? 3 minutes of play, 5 minutes of commercial? Heaven forbid if they have to challenge and review. Anyway, back to the game. I know I'm late. Last night's Banjo Bowl, 12th annual. It was a pretty tight game. Needless to say, I got angry. And I think Mike O'Shea heard me all the way from the stadium. I was yelling pretty damn loud. Although I also found out that my neighbor 2 doors down had the ambulance and fire truck show up. I'm wondering if that had something to do with me yelling. I think the neighbor had heard me. But it was an all-around pretty damn good game. The Bomber defense came out just flexing their muscles. They kept Saskatchewan to a quick 2-and-out in their first possession, and then the punter, what the heck's his name? Early's the kicker. What the heck? I don't know. Anyways, he had trouble lining up the laces and kicked it off the side of his foot, giving the Bombers really good position on their second possession, even though Nichols and everyone else couldn't really capitalize on it. The first quarter was just, I think it was all over the place. It was just getting touchy-feely with all the defensive changes and defensive line changes and well, I guess all the changes. Losing our special teams coordinator. Now Mike O'Shea is overlooking that. They ran really different. I guess it's all about who is relaying the messages, who's holding the key to how you're going to play, what plays you're going to run, how you're going to make them think you're going to run it. It's all about deception. And people have said it before, it's a huge emotional game. So I think one of the biggest things was getting the Bomber Stadium fans into the game right away. And they did, even though a quarter of the stands were full of Rider fans as well. It's a normal thing. We're prairie neighbors. It's 5.5 hours for Regina guys to drive to Winnipeg. I would. Okay, so in the first half, kickers were both having issues. Hyra who wiped out on his first punt. Let's see. Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, tongue is nice and straight now. Hyra who wiped out on his first punt. Then the second punt went through his hands off his helmet and turnover on downs. Nichols starting for the Bombers first time. He's got 6 years experience in the CFL. He's not exactly a rookie. It's not his first rodeo. But his runs yesterday, his throws, they were looking kind of rusty in the first half. He really didn't understand, in my opinion, how to match himself up with his wide receivers or his running core until I'd say about midway through the second quarter. He really started getting a feel for everything. You could see his comfort level starting to settle in. He was getting really nicely comfortable in that pocket, except the 5 sacks in the first half. Yeah. No matter what, we're always going to have problems in our O-line. We got a new guy in the center too. Olong or Oblong or Obligati or whatever the heck his name is. He's a big boy. He's a rookie. He's from the States somewhere. Like half of our frickin' players are international from the U.S. So anyway, you know, there was one play that really boils my blood that happened. You know, Michael Shea challenged it. And it was when Rob Bagg got a nice little bullet to the numbers, and no sooner did he take his first step turned around did he get smashed. Heck, it even became the highlight, the collision of the game. He got hit so flippin' hard he didn't know which tank hit him. Well, ends up that the ball pops out, gets reviewed. CFL bigwigs over at Control Center there say he didn't have the ball long enough and it was considered an incomplete pass. How is that so? He had the ball, he turned around and got hit. If he was able to turn around with the ball in his hand, doesn't that mean he has the ball in his hands? Yes. Fuck you, CFL. So, all in all, changes to the Bomber defense really paid off. To all you guys at the Bomber corporate offices, Michael Shea, all you guys, I know Mike really didn't have much to say in the tradings with Edmonton and all these other guys, but whoever did make those decisions, I think they did some pretty good decisions. Now, with the first game after all these changes, and they played pretty damn good. It wasn't until the second half, where the majority, 19 of our points came from, did they really start pulling up their socks and really started working together as a team. They found an answer for Messam. Hit him early, hit him hard, hit him quick. Messam is one of the toughest, strongest running backs I have ever seen. He's a big boy, and for his size, he can move. He'll take 5 Bombers on his back for another 3 or 4 yards. He just won't stop. So they figured out the answer for him. Hit him quick, hit him hard, and hit him fast. So now, let's just see if we can carry this on. Consistency was never one of the Bombers' big things. Next week, we go up against Montreal. Well, we've beat them before. Let's see if we can do it again. Except the 5 words that constantly plague us. We'll sort the flag out. Translation, the Bombers are getting another penalty. We'll just have to wait and see what it is. So, second win in 8 games. Breaks our losing streak. Now we're 4-7. I can't get excited just yet, guys. I'm sorry. This is going to be a tough one for me. They should have put Nichols in last week at the end of the game. I think he's got it. He's comfortable now. Let's see where they go with it. Just have to wait and see. But, until next time, Montreal, Winnipeg, next weekend, week 13. See you later.